So what is going on, people? It's Kim here and welcome back to another Euro 2016 squad. Official squad, of course, that is. So last time out we did England and it went down pretty well with you guys. You guys got really involved, especially in the comments, giving your thoughts and opinions. So yeah, thank you very much for that, guys. Please do the same. Feel free to do the same with this video as well, and the ones that I do in the future. I am going to make a series out of this where I go through, eventually go through all of the squads for the Euros and give my thoughts and opinions. And obviously there will be players that I can't elaborate on because I don't know every single player. There are even players in this side that I am quite unfamiliar with, so maybe you guys can help me out with that there. So starting off with the Belgian squad, the goalkeepers, we have got Thibaut Courtois, a goalkeeper who we all know can do much better than what he's done this season for Chelsea, and that is probably to be said for every single Chelsea player this season. And that is no dig at Chelsea. Chelsea fans, I'm sure, will agree. Courtois is one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. I'm not saying the best, because that is just, just sparks a whole nother debate, and yeah, it's very difficult to pick that. But yeah, Courtois, absolutely fantastic goalkeeper. But to be fair, just hasn't lived up to that this season. I think the competition is mainly going to be between him and Mignolet. Obviously, in my honest opinion, Courtois is the better keeper. But both of them, with Courtois' current form, I think it's very close to Mignolet. And again, Mignolet is one of them keepers who, on his day, can be absolutely fantastic. I've watched him quite a lot this season at Liverpool, and in some games he's played a massive part in some victories. But then again, he's made a few blunders as well. So it's just quite difficult, really. It's just, all I can say is it's going to be very interesting to see who does get the actual spot, the number one spot. And obviously we've got Gillet as well, an older, more experienced Belgian goalkeeper, been around for quite a while. And I think the competition, like I say, is very, very tight. But if I'm honest, I do think Courtois will probably get a start. And I think Courtois is likely to get the first start and then probably see how he performs in there. And it's going to be mainly between him and Mignolet. Moving on to the defence, we start with Toby Alderweireld, a fantastic defender. Had a great season this season with Spurs, obviously previously playing for Southampton. And yeah, just an all-round great defender. There's not much more to say, really. Can go forward and get a goal as well. Alongside him, an ex-Man City defender, Boyata. Didn't realise this guy is now 25. I know that's not old, but I just thought he was a lot younger than that. I know him a lot from career mode in FIFA, because he used to play for Man City, of course, like I've just said. Recently got a move to Celtic, where he's played, I think he scored 5 goals for them this season and pretty much played almost every game. 4 or 5 goals anyway, which is not bad at all for a defender. So well done him. And again, he's probably in there because, as I will elaborate on a bit later, Company not being in the squad, probably giving the likes of him and Denier alongside him, giving these boys more of a chance. Denier, another Man City centre-back as well. He's actually out on loan to Galatasaray, I think it is. Another good, young, promising defender. And yeah, like I say, hope they do well on their chance. And Engels as well, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think this kid's only 21. I call him kid, and yet he's older than me. But as you do. Yeah, he's another. I think he's 6'4", this guy. And checked his stats and stuff last night. It seems pretty good. Watched a couple of videos, but obviously there's only so much you can go off. I can't really elaborate on the likes of Denier or Engels because I don't watch them regularly. I've seen bits of Boyata for Celtic. And I've seen that he's been quite, key for that squad, but I just can't really elaborate much more than that. So you guys will have to help me out with these three. And obviously, a more experienced now centre-back, we have got Lambert, obviously playing in Russia at the minute. And he's 31, so he's still not too old, to be fair. But yeah, a great defender. It just seems like he's been around for so long, when I think about it. Like, he really has. But he plays for Zenit obviously with the likes of Hulk and where Witzel was at as well. Is Witzel still at Zenit actually? I can't quite remember. I know he was at some point. Did he move? I can't remember. Maybe I'm getting confused. I don't know. You guys will have to help me out, like I've said. But Lambert's I'm quite familiar with. Good player. And again, could be a major key, just having his experience in there for the younger ones to look up to. We've got two brothers. We've got brothers in the squad, guys. It's always like, I don't know why, but it always excites me. That does. I just find it nice. Jordan Lukaku was obviously Romelu's younger brother. Again, another decent player, to be honest. Another decent centre back. Very young, of course. And again, I can't really elaborate too much of him because I haven't seen much from him. All that I know is that he is Lukaku's younger brother, so good luck to him in the tournament. It seems that Belgium have really gone for, a young side. Another young centre back beside him is, oh no, I think this guy's a fullback actually, Manure. Unfortunate name. It's not. I don't think it's actually pronounced as the same way that you would spell manure, but it's pronounced the same as manure. So I do apologise. Unless I'm pronouncing it wrong, I don't know. But again, this guy is 6'4", bit of a giant in defence there. Gives them obviously a big physical presence, can help out from set pieces and stuff. Be interesting to see if he gets a start. It'd be good to see him get a start though, to be honest. I think that Belgium, like I say, just gone for such a young side here with the odd bit of experience in there. Moving on to the experience though, Thomas Vermaelen, probably one of the most experienced players in the Belgian squad. Just fantastic, and I'm not just saying that because he's from Arsenal, but he's not as good as what he once was. He obviously had a fair share of injuries and stuff, and that, I have to say, is probably why Arsenal let go of him. It was such a shame to see him go, and I'm laughing, but obviously I wasn't at the time. I was actually really upset to see Vermaelen go, but I think it just had to happen. He had his injuries, and I think it's just safe to say he wasn't quite cut out for the Premier League anymore, which was really sad because he scored some really important goals for us. And like I say, he's a great defender going forward as well. He can get you a goal, which is just so vital sometimes. It's so nice to have a defender that can do that. And Jan Vertonghen is not shy of goals as well. He can go up and get you a few as well. Really good defender, brilliant for Spurs again. Now I come to think of it, there's actually quite a lot of Spurs players in this Euro 2016, so they're going to be hoping that these guys don't get injured. But Vertonghen, like I say, absolutely great centre back, and can cover at full back as well, which is very key. Moving on to the midfield, I was quite surprised really to see not many central midfielders. There's only 4 in there. We've got Dembele, obviously had a fantastic season again with Spurs. Fellaini, probably one of my most hated players in the Premier League. I have to say, I cannot stand the guy. Even Man United fans are starting to not like the guy. He had a great game in the Cup for Man United against Everton. Probably one of his best performances this season. But I don't know, I just see him as a liability. He's very aggressive, he's very naughty, he's got elbows flying everywhere at everyone, and obviously recently got into that spat with Robert Huth, which was absolutely hilarious, I have to say. But he's just Mr. Naughty, isn't he? And Belgium better be careful really, because a red card or something could cost them in big tournaments like this. We've got Roger Nainggolan. Finally, the midfield I am quite familiar with. Nainggolan, a fantastic player. He's really underrated, so hard-working, it's unreal. He goes back and he also goes forward. He's just what you want in a midfielder. And likewise with Witzel as well. I've been quite a fan of Witzel. Hasn't got the best afro in the side, but he tries. Sadly, that award is taken by Fellaini, but he's still a great player. Out in Russia, I'm pretty certain that he is still out in Russia. He was there last time I checked, anyway. But a great player, and can obviously just do such a good job in midfield. But I just do find it weird that they've only taken the 4. I know that they've got wingers that are obviously classed as attackers, but I just still find it really weird. And I have just checked, by the way, he is still playing for Zenit, so that is all good. He's been there since 2012, but I knew he played for somewhere else beforehand. He played for Benfica for a year or a season, if you like. But yeah, a player who is fairly familiar with the Belgian squad as well, so that's always good to have someone like that in there. Next up, we've got the player who I cannot for the life of me pronounce, Batshuayi. Is that how you pronounce it? I do apologise, don't laugh at me. I'll laugh at myself, but please don't laugh at me. Yeah, just difficulty saying that name. He's a player who I've seen a lot of this season. I've seen him everywhere, playing for Marseille, I do believe, and he's had a pretty good season for them. Hasn't played too much for the Belgian senior squad, but I think he's played 2 goals and scored two goals. He's played 2 goals. He's played 2 games and scored 2 goals. So that's not a bad record. And yeah, I think he's definitely gonna be one to watch because there's a hell of a lot of hype around him at the minute. There's a lot of clubs that are keeping tabs on him, so I think this tournament for him could be massive for his career. Likewise with Christian Benteke, got a lot to prove now. Left Aston Villa, was pretty impressive with Aston Villa. Joined Liverpool, hasn't quite reached the standards that he was at Aston Villa yet. Again, another player that's been linked quite a lot with moves now. There's a lot of talk that Liverpool obviously aren't happy with how he's been, but will they give him another chance, or will they be looking to cash in and get rid? Carrasco is next, another younger attacker in the side here. Again, not one I can really elaborate much on, which is a shame, really. But because, from what I've got down here, he does seem like quite a decent young player. It's going to be difficult for him, if I'm totally honest, to try and get in over the likes of the other players, though. But, definitely a well-deserved call-up for him. Kevin De Bruyne as well. A player who I thought I was keeping a close eye on him because I was thinking, how long is it going to take him to adapt to the Premier League? Totally proved me wrong. I didn't think he'd fit in straight away. But he more or less just hit the ground running with Man City. He's had a decent first season, and I think he can only get better as well. I think he's going to be massive for Man City next season. Eden Hazard, again, a player who, it's just consistency, isn't it? It's like he's just been oblivious all season, just nowhere to be seen, and then towards the end of the season he sparks up, scored a goal against Tottenham. Love him for that, thank you very much. And he's a player who he's one of those that you all know he's good. He's a great player. You know that he can do a lot better than what he's done this season. So he's one of them that has a lot to prove as well, because he's also being linked with other clubs. But even if he doesn't want to leave Chelsea, he's still going to have to prove that he's good enough to get into that side, because otherwise Chelsea probably will be likely to cash in. I think PSG have been sniffing around him for a bit now, so it's completely, I think the ball is definitely in his court on what he does with his career, and I think this tournament can be absolutely massive for him. And hope that he stays fit for Belgium, of course. Next we've got Romelu Lukaku, another player. He's quite naughty actually. I mean, he's been complaining that he wants Champions League football, so again, another one with a lot to prove, to be honest. If he wants Champions League football, he's going to have to show that he can do well for his country as well, and just show everyone what he can do. And obviously try and get a move. It's very clear, I think, and very safe to say that he's most likely not going to be at Everton next season. But I mean, it's all down to him again, I guess, really. Next up, Mertens, another player I'm actually familiar with. I feel clever. Dries Mertens, I think that's how you pronounce his name, or Dries Mertens maybe. But yeah, a winger who is he's just like massive for these. I think he's probably more consistent than what the others are. He's had a great season this season. At Napoli, of course, he's been there since 2013. Scored 22 goals in 94 games for them. All together, like, so far. Played for quite a few teams actually. Started off at Ghent. I am quite a fangirl of Mertens, by the way, if you couldn't already tell. And then went out on loan to Elst, I think that's pronounced actually. Then had a loan to AGOVV. then actually got a permanent move to them after that loan expired. Moved to Utrecht and then moved to PSV, obviously, where I first heard of him. Then obviously got his big move to Napoli. A player that I would really like to see in the Premier League as well, in total honesty. Got a call up to the Belgian national team in 2011, played 44 games and scored 8 goals for them. And yeah, last but not least, we have got Origi. Really, really promising player. Now, I think, again, probably has quite a bit to prove. But he's only 21. He played for Lille, and obviously Liverpool brought him in 2014. And then during the World Cup in 2014, obviously, that was when he sparked up that interest from Liverpool and quite a few other clubs as well, I do believe, were going for him. But yeah, he made his international debut for Belgium in 2014 and obviously was a part in the team which reached the quarterfinals of the 2014 World Cup and became the youngest goal scorer in Belgian World Cup history. So he likes to break records, safe to say. He's actually the son of former Kenyan professional footballer Mike Origi as well. But yeah, Liverpool, since joining Liverpool, obviously he went back out on loan to Lille and then come back. And he scored 5 goals in a total of 16 appearances for Liverpool. And yeah, he's quite obviously most recently in recent years been familiar with the Belgian national team. So that is the Belgian national team, guys. Give your thoughts in the comments down below. I've tried to expand off the players as much as I can. I will go through, as you can see there, the Belgium have been kind enough to tell us who they've got on standby. So obviously Tottenham's Nasser Chadli. One player who Arsenal fans won't like. Laurent Simon, who I am unfamiliar with. Likewise with Laurens de Bock and Guillaume Gillet, although I think I've heard of Gillet before. Obviously Eden Hazard's younger brother Thorgan as well. I'm actually quite disappointed not to see him in the squad actually. I think, in my opinion, they've probably taken too many defenders, and I think they could have put the likes of Hazard or Kevin Morales as well in there. Morales, obviously, another naughty boy for Everton. He had a bit of a row with Martinez, but will he stay now or will he try to move? He is a good player, but likewise with Thorgan Hazard, actually, I was quite surprised not to see them in the squad, and probably with Chadley as well. But anyway, what do you guys think of the squad? Have they made some mistakes in there, or do you think it's a pretty fair squad? I think it's all right, but like I say, I am surprised that the likes of Thorgan Hazard, Chadley, and Morales haven't got in. So that would be interesting to see. Yeah, what you guys think, and like I say, don't forget to let me know in the comments down below. Obviously, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Leave a like rating if you enjoyed the video, and yeah, don't worry, I'll be doing more of these. I'll be going through every squad, and I want to hear your thoughts as well, of course, on the squad. So make sure you do let me know all of your thoughts in those comments down below, and yeah, I'll reply to you all, of course, and I'll see you all later.